right, today I want to talk about actualization and planning. Let me put on my shirt. Let me put on my shirt because my mother-in-law might watch this video in African setup or setting. Your mother-in-law cannot see your mother-in-law cannot see your nakedness, right? Anyway, forget about Eric Omondi. I'm just saying. Okay, fine. Actualization and planning. I have to do this as I prepare to go to work because I'm running late. But this just came into my mind. Preacher say it just came into my spirit. Anyway, it just came to my mind because let's talk about actualization and planning. Planning is, we human beings, we plan a lot. We plan around our salaries, we plan around our health, we plan around stuff, earthly stuff. It's good. Planning is the best thing you can do. We even have cabinet positions for plans. Okay, so planning, everybody must plan their life. But listen, when we plan our lives, we must plan around something. We plan around what we have. Okay, so most of the time, many a times we plan thinking we are sure because of what we have, not knowing that we actually don't have it. Let that sink. We plan around what we have or see, not knowing that we actually don't have it. Okay, I'll give you simple scenarios. For example, you can plan around your salary. Bam, 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 I'll do this in 1 year, in 2 years. I will have saved this money. Then I'll quit my job. Then Then, if you don't plan it with God, then you are just exposed. To be exposed is like you're open to life situations. Then God cannot necessarily don't have to cover you because He is just. So you go ahead, do your stuff, make your money, bam, 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 bam. Then one day your boss says you're no longer required. So your plans stop right there because you never planned with God. That's for the people who are employed. For business people like me, I cannot afford to live life without God. I cannot afford to plan without God. I cannot plan without God. Because stuff happens every day. Businesses is more risk because if anything happens, it happens to the businessman. So to you, straight, direct, boom, you're the one who's losing, you're the one who's closing down, you're the one who's... So business people are more exposed than you employed people. Employed people can you can just lose a job. In Africa, if you lost a job, you can go back to your Oshago. But in America, in an American setup, even if you lost your job, then you cannot pay rent, you cannot pay your bills, then you'll be thrown out of your house. So I think the wisest thing to do as people, period, whether you're employed or you're self-employed, is to plan around God. Because then when you plan around God, you are, I love saying this, you are sure, you have a surety. And especially if it is genuine. There are so many people who have a relationship with God, or a true relationship with God, and God will cover you. Trust me, God will cover you, because God is especially the God I think I know. My God is a show-off God. So He can only embarrass Himself if He let you fail when you truly and surely love Him. He cannot what's the worst that can happen to you? Embarrassment. People watch you, people look at you and see what kind of life you live or lead, and people have perceptions of other people or on other people. If they think that you are so godly and truly godly, because there are so many people who are godly and there are people who are godly. There are people who are true and there are people who are true. Okay? God will not, I don't think, but the God I know or serve will want to embarrass Himself by not standing by the person who is truly out for Him. I don't know how else I can say that, but business people, especially if you are in business, you want to plan your business around God. You want to plan your business around God, okay? Do not start saying, oh, I'm saving so much money. In 2 years, I'll open another shop. I will. It's good to plan, okay? But if you're not planning around God, then what you're doing is planning. So it can happen, it might not happen. So my advice to young people who to you young people, and especially who are venturing into business, I think you want to plan your life around God. It is the safest and the cheapest thing to do. Just live right, live by what God's standards. Do what you think or you've read or you've heard God expects you to do, and trust me, you'll be in a good place. Okay? It is what it is.